Well, speaking of unself-aware, it seems like there's a possibility that we're coming to the end of the Jim and Sam show. Don't cry. We don't want any tears on the show. Sam Roberts was not going anywhere. He's always going to be the funniest guy in the world. But it seems like potentially, according to rumor, that show is ending in December.
Yeah, the contract's coming up, right?
Yeah, and usually that shit's sorted out 4 or 5 months in advance. And the fact that it's coming up to December and there's been no announcement, it's not looking great. Uh, with the end of the potential end of Jim and Sam, that seems like it's done for the Opie and Anthony brand that there ever was. Like it's finally going to be dead. Uh, in the future, do you think that there's a chance that we could see the Jimster and the Ant-Man finally teaming up for a show full time?
Well, it's funny because they pretty much do right now, because Anthony's usually on the Chip Show, but it's not actually Jim Norton. It's just his silly character. So it is funny because all of us fans want those two to get together and do a show regularly because we all remember that that was the funniest duo in the history of radio. Those two guys riffing together. And now they do get together all the time. They're still really close friends, but they only get together for Jim to be intentionally unfunny and have Anthony laugh uncomfortably at it. So I do think that there is a potential that those two guys get together and do a show together. I mean, maybe it's on Compound Media if Jim does have more time. Although, what is SiriusXM doing? Because what's their morning show if they get rid of Jim and Sam? Howard's on what four shows a year. So what's the morning show that the truck drivers are tuning into if there's no Jim and Sam? Is there something else?
They'll probably go for like the woke option, the
Yeah,
Pete Davidson show.
you think so?
Yeah, that.
I doubt it. I don't think fans of SiriusXM are looking for that.
You know what
But
I hate about Pete Davidson? It's like he keeps talking about, oh, I get so depressed thinking about my dad. It's like, well, you know what? Your dad's lucky because he doesn't have to see your shit film. Did you see The King of Staten Island?
I didn't, only because I heard it was really bad, so I decided not to waste my time.
It was right. So the whole point is it's a hilarious comedy.
Yeah.
About a slacker with mental health problems. The film opens. Just thinking about it. Get ready, get ready.
I'm ready.
Film's so funny. Hang on, get ready, get ready. I'm gonna say it. Just try not to laugh.
Okay.
Films opens with him trying to kill himself on the highway.
Jesus Christ. This is a Judd Apatow movie, right? Didn't Judd Apatow produce it?
Ah, that guy knows funny.
All of his movies are 20 minutes too long. You ever notice that? You're like, wait, am I still watching a comedy? What's going on?
Yeah, well, the fuck, I love how Judd Apatow speaks out against white privilege, and then the next day tweets that his daughter's been cast in his film again.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of lack of self-awareness.
Oh, I thought you were going to play a drop.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just actually going to do a little fact checking on myself to see if that is a Judd Apatow movie or not, The King of Staten Island, because I thought that, yeah, it was directed by Judd Apatow. Okay.
No, the King of Staten Island was the worst thing about 2020.
That's good. That's a good joke. I like what you did there.
No, it was.
It's described as a semi-autobiographical comedy drama. Holy shit! How self-important does Pete Davidson have to be? This is like his first major movie, and it's a semi-autobiographical comedy drama. Fuck you.
Do you know why it was called a comedy drama?
Because it's a drama. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not funny enough.
Tragic. Yeah.
So they go, oh, it was supposed to be that way. Like there's a bit in the thing where he's trying to find a job, and he goes into a tattoo place, and there's a guy there getting like a swastika tattoo.
Oh, because that happens all the time. Sure.
Yeah, and then there's a scene where, thank God, we find out that Pete Davidson isn't the racist.
God, who would have thunk?
I know, thank God.
The hero of the story is someone that we can relate to and enjoy. Wow.
So good. And it ends with him looking up at the where the Trade Center buildings used to be, because his dad died on 9/11, which, as everybody knows, is a national tragedy.
Well,
in my opinion.
In my opinion, 9/11 was a bad thing, yes. But how long can Pete Davidson keep this thing going for? It's like, you're famous already. You do stand-up. You got a Netflix deal. You're on SNL. You're making movies. Let it go. Be famous for being a funny guy who fucks hot chicks instead of being famous for a guy whose dad died on 9/11.
But the thing is, he has all this shit going for him and he complains. He was in the Suicide Squad over the summer, and the whole time I was watching it thinking, I wish this was a documentary.
Yeah, I saw him do stand up in Rochester, and I know the people who run the club over there. So I'm not going to say who said what or what was actually said, but he's a fucking diva, Pete Davidson. He's a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, well, but here's the question though: who's funnier, Pete Davidson or Sam Roberts?
Well, I don't think Sam Roberts claims to be funny. Does he?
I think he claims to not be simian.
He writes pro wrestling fan fiction. I know that. That's kind of funny in a pathetic, losery kind of way. But but I don't think Sam calls himself the last professional broadcaster, which is because there's tons of professional broadcasters. I don't know why he thinks he's the last one, but I don't think he's trying to be funny. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
He's the last inspirational broadcaster.